This is Shaniqua. Welcome to my vlog, and today I will be talking about my process for breast reduction. Just to give you a little background on myself, I am 28 years old. I turned 29 this year. I currently wear a 40H. I am about 5'4", and I weigh about 185, give or take a pound, depending on the day. I had boobs for forever. Like, as long as I can remember, I have had breasts. When I went to middle school, I'm pretty sure I was like in the B cup. By the time I made it to high school, I was a C or D. I was definitely known in school as a girl that had big boobs. I hated the attention that it brought. I used to wear like big t-shirts or big jackets to cover up my boobs. So yeah, I've always had them. By the time I left high school, I was probably like in a double D in college, and they just kind of grew from there. My weight definitely fluctuated. Even when I lost weight, it just looks like my boobs gained weight. So in October of 2020, I just decided, you know what, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these boobs. I'm sick of not being able to wear the cute shirts, or I can't find good strapless bras to wear cute dresses during the summer. So I'm just ready to get rid of them. I was just tired of them. So in October, I called my primary doctor. Just to tell you a little about my primary doctor, she never saw me. I never saw her. I never visited the primary doctor. I didn't have like this long history of me complaining about my neck, shoulders, and back. I honestly hadn't even complained about them since high school. And when I did, it was real minor. I just didn't take getting a breast reduction serious. I guess I just wasn't fed up. But now I'm fed up. Definitely. So I contacted them in October, and I got an appointment in November. In between the couple of weeks that I had to prepare for the primary doctor appointment, I called up my insurance. When I called my insurance, I asked them about my deductibles, what was like the out-of-pocket cost looking like, if this was something that I wanted to do, what did they require in order to approve it. So basically they gave me like this list. She walked me through so I could find the list, and I just had to in the search bar, I just had to put mammoplasty / breast reduction, and it gave me the list. I'm gonna actually add the list up here just so you guys can see it. In the list, basically it wanted 1 year of history and 2 years of, hold on, let me see, it wanted, I forgot, 1 year history, 2 years of trying to correct the issue. So again, I didn't have a history, but what I did was I highlighted everything that pertained to me, and I wrote notes beside it, basically saying like how long I had the issue, how did I try to fix the issue, all of that good stuff. I also made a list for myself, basically pinpointing the areas of pain as far as my back, my shoulders, or whatever the case may be. What did I try to correct it? How did I try to correct it, as well as other things. The list, I think, definitely made a big difference, because when I went to see her, and I'm also going to add the list, when I went to see her and she saw that I was fully prepared, she was like, oh, so you're serious about this, like this is what you really want. And I told her, yeah, like this is definitely what I want. The proof is in the pudding. The boobs have been here for forever. I'm just ready to let them go. So I was lucky. She basically took copies of what I gave her, and she made it into a report, and she did my referral based on everything that I gave her that I went through and how I corrected it. From there, she did the referral, and so she asked me, had I been looking at surgeons, and I had not. That was the one thing that I did not research. I honestly felt like she was just going to refer me to one specific surgeon, and she didn't. So we just decided to keep it within the Duke network, because that's the network that I'm in. With us keeping it in the Duke network, I was able to go online, and they had like 8 different surgeons. So I was able to research the surgeons while I waited for the assistant from the surgeon's office to contact me. When she did contact me, she actually asked that I lose 5 pounds, because the requirement for BMI needed to be less than 35%, and I was at 36%. And they would not make my appointment until I got there. Now, it could be different for everyone. It's good for you to call and to figure that out ahead of time. Thankfully, mine was only 5 pounds, so of course it was the holiday time, so I didn't lose the 5 pounds until like January. So I called them in January, and they were actually booked up for the whole month of January, so I got in for February. I think my appointment was February 20th, 2021. So in between that time, I actually ended up joining a breast reduction group on Facebook. The group actually gave me great information. It also let me kind of look and just to see like how to prepare, what people needed, what they went through, just so I could mentally prepare and figure out like what is this process going to be like. On top of that, I watched a whole bunch of breast reduction vlogs, and they gave me a lot of great information, which helped me figure out what I needed to ask the surgeon. I also am going to add a picture of the questions that I had prepared for the surgeon. In February, I got to the surgeon's office, and I asked the nurse the majority of the questions. She answered all of them. The only question that she could not cover was the free nipple graft. So basically, if your boobs are a certain size and you get a reduction, sometimes they have to move your nipple, and sometimes they have to like deattach the whole thing from like the tear ducts and stuff. And if you have to get that done, then it's a large chance that you're not able to breastfeed. Sometimes you don't get your feeling back in your breast. I learned this from the vlogs as well as the breast reduction group that I was in. Now, for me, that's not a deal breaker. If I can't breastfeed, that's perfectly fine with me, because it's not a guarantee that you can do that with or without a breast reduction surgery. And I honestly can't imagine myself breastfeeding without a breast reduction. Like, imagine how big my boobs would get if they were engorged with milk. I just can't see it. I don't want to deal with it, so it wasn't a deal breaker for me, as it may be for some. We asked the questions. Surgeon came in. He was able to cover that with me. And so basically he told me that he wouldn't be able to know if he had to take it completely off until he actually got into surgery. He was able to tell me that he was looking to remove about 1,000 grams from each breast, which would basically cut my size in half. So he was able to tell me, although my goal was a C, if that's as low as he can get, that's fine, because it's still less than what I currently have. And one thing I did see is that that's very important for insurance companies. They want to know how much are you looking to take off. Some of them require at least like 300, 400, or 500. So that's something that you should definitely look into. My doctor also told me that he wanted to do 1,001 because it was a better fit for me, but also too because it was more likely for insurance to approve it if he maximized how much he was going to take off, which was perfectly fine for me. From him answering all my questions, he basically had me undressed from my waist up. And when I undressed, I had to take my bra off, of course. And he basically measured the length. He measured the width, and then he also he held them to see how heavy they were. He also told me that a majority of my breasts were breast tissue and not fat, and so that's what they would be removing. He also told me that approval can take some time, a couple of weeks. Based on the group that I was in, I could, and talking to the ladies, some ladies, they got their approvals within 3 to 4 days. They were in the Blue Cross Blue Shield network, most of them. I'm in the Blue Cross Blue Shield network, but of course things don't happen that simple for me. Nothing happens that simple for me. So he submitted to my insurance. One, I thought that when I left that week it was going to be done. It didn't get done until 2 weeks after. Cool. I waited about 4 weeks. I had a surgery date for, I think it was like March 29th. And we found out when we got a week before that my insurance company didn't do pre-approvals. So then they had to do another request, and the request was for a predetermination. The predetermination I will add up here just so you can see the letter. It basically just states that the client has met the qualifications, and although payment is not promised, I fit the criteria. Now, I got the letter. It took like 5 weeks. I just called to get an update, and they had approved it a day prior, which was like in April. It was towards the end of April, maybe the first week of May. So I got that, and I asked them to fax it to me so I could send it to the surgeon, because I had been waiting for so long, and they had told me that it was going to be sent via mail, and that just took forever. So I'm like, no, let me get this to them. When I got it to them, we realized that the approval code was either approved incorrectly or it was a typo. Thankfully, it was a typo, and I got another young lady to get me another letter, and then I was able to forward that one to the surgeon's office, and everything went well. It took me about 2 weeks to get on the schedule, and now I have a pre-op appointment for the 9th. And my surgery is for June 29th. So yeah, pre-op June 9th. Surgery June 29th. For my pre-op appointment, I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do. I'm pretty sure that that's where I will get like all my forms filled out for me to take my short-term leave from work, and to get a note so that I can stay out. A lot of women, they only take off like 2 to 3 weeks. One thing that I've noticed is that a lot of things can happen, and it's no guarantee that you'll have a smooth surgery. A lot of women are still sore after 3 weeks. Me, I have a desk job, I have an office. I'm cool, but I just prefer not to be here for several reasons, including COVID and just not knowing where my levels will be or what will happen. I can't predict the future, so I prefer to just do a short-term leave, so then I don't have to worry about periodically taking time and wasting my time off. So that's what I'm gonna do. Also, I'm going to include a list of the questions that I asked the surgeon and the nurse that saw me. I think honestly that is all, y'all. Like, this process has been very drawn out, but when I think about it, it really hasn't been that long. I started with my first appointment in November. I got to the surgeon in February, and now finally it's May 24th. I'm approved. I have a pre-op schedule, and I also have my surgery schedule, which I'm fully satisfied with. On top of that, what else did I want to add? I wanted to add, just make sure you research your surgeons. Research. I am fully happy with my surgeon. He's done every surgery thought of. He does reconstructive. He's attached limbs. He's done a lot of surgeries from literally head to toe. I liked him. He was super nice. He had great reviews. Definitely read, because I have seen people who didn't research their surgeons, and then it just didn't go well for them, or they needed to have some sort of reconstructive surgery. This is my first surgery, and I want it to be my last surgery. I pray to God. So I researched, and I'm cool with what I have. So y'all just stay tuned, because I have a month before surgery. I will be recording for my pre-op, and then I'll try to record as much as I can the day of surgery, as well as every day going forward for like that first week. So that probably won't be my next vlog. My next vlog will be for my appointment for June 9th, as well as going over like the things that I needed, how I prepared, and then I'll have another vlog for the actual surgery. But anyway, y'all, I want y'all to follow me, like, subscribe. Definitely tune into this journey, because I think it will be fun. It'll be interesting and fun. Because surgery, I don't think it's too fun, but the afterwards with little boobies is definitely gonna be fun. I can't wait to shop. But anyway, y'all, I hope y'all have a good day. Follow me, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll be back. Stay tuned.